Hello, Steve White from Steve Arts 89 here. I wanted to take a look at my Dark Crystal books by Brian Froud. There's actually The World of the Dark Crystal and his Creation Myths series, which there's 3 volumes, which I have. I'm going to go through all of them. Now, first off, this was the first book I ever bought, and probably the first book I ever saw about the film. There aren't a lot made about the production or the design, but this is Brian Froud's production art. Now it has a sleeve and the underside has some nice designs. And of course, actually, yeah, there was a sticker on the inside which I forgot all about on the outside, which kind of matched design aesthetic that he sort of has going through all of it. Now the book goes through basically all the work that he put into designing the film and look at the characters and the art. So there's a lot of sketches, a lot of detail. A lot of it is very simple sketches, and you look very much at the process. Some of it is finished art, like this poster, which is just beautiful. The detail is beautiful. And we actually get a few photos of the actual finished work from the film, but not a lot of it. For the most part, it's sketches and production work, like this. So we have a decent introduction. That, of course, is a picture from the set. I'm hoping I'm not going to have too much trouble separating the pages. So I kind of want to show you every page, even if I can just go through it quickly. Because if you've got this and you love it, or you haven't got it and you're thinking about getting it, or you can't find it and you're wishing you had it, that's usually my experience when I'm looking at people's overviews or unboxings or product reviews. I'm usually wishing I had it, wanting it, and wanting to know more about something and wondering, should I get it? So one of the nice features of this is it has a bunch of transparent pages, which usually overlay an image underneath. And yep, more production work. I mean, the amount of detail that went into the universe, the world, all the sets, all the characters, even if they're only on screen for a few minutes. Here's another transparent one where it's part of the artwork and then it's separate and then it becomes part of the other artwork. So they're all very well thought out and nice. Darkened world. From the dark crystal there came no more songs. The sun shone as before but dimmer. The trees grew as before but twisted. Strange beasts moved in the woods. So it's about the creature design, which there are so many. Because like I was saying, every part of the set, every character, everything had to be so well detailed, and you don't see it all. It's not until you really look at the design and the work they put into it that you realise how much went into every frame of that film. Because they had to create a world that you could believe in, so it had to all be there, but you don't always see it all. You don't get the time to look at every character. Sometimes it's just background, and they put as much work into that as some of the main characters. Wow, so as you can see, some of it was very preliminary, and then as we go along you get into the more detail and then some actual pictures of the finished work, which is nice. I wish they'd had a bit more pictures of the finished work, but he didn't actually, I don't think he actually made anything. He just signed it all. So it's not actually his work, but it's what is his work. So another transparency. And yeah, it's just amazing how much effort and thought went into all the designs for all the creatures, which are mostly background. Some didn't even make it to the screen, but others, they're just part of the texture of the film. I think it's just the texture and the detail of everything is part of what made it so believable. I don't know. I never really questioned as a child that it wasn't a real world, I think. Film isn't, I mean, the book isn't the longest. I think it's about 200 pages, which I will get to the end eventually. What I wouldn't give for a painting of this or a really fine detailed screen image of it as artwork for a wall. Brian actually went on to do some comic books, as I'm going to show next, The Creation Myth, and some, I think he did some storybooks as well. He did, as an artist and illustrator, he did a lot of different work, but this is obviously what he's famous for, what he's known for. Transparency, which all work and relate to the art there in between, which is just gives it an extra dimension, an extra bit of texture and depth. And we're getting towards the end now. I mean, they did a good job of bringing all this to life, but seeing it in the new Dark Crystal is going to be really amazing, because with the use of CGI to augment the puppetry, it's going to be a different level. I'm not sure, 100% sure it's going to be as believable, because this was, even though you could tell it was puppetry, it still was real on a subconscious level. You accept it as real. CGI is a bit different, so they're going to have to balance that very carefully. There's already some criticism about that. And that's the actual cover image. And how many pages was it? 132. Okay, that was less than I thought. And in the back, there is a little reproduction of the booklet made to the pitch. I think it was the pitch book. So they've recreated this in detail. Which even in this, I mean, look at that, even in this basic little sketch form, that is so beautiful. Look at the eyes. I could just look at this stuff all day. I'll try not to make the video too long. So yes, so that lives in the back, which is nice. I've been tempted to take it out and display it separately, but it just seems wrong, so I'm just leave it where it was supposed to be. So that's the world of the Dark Crystal.